What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, sponsored by Profit X, and we're going to be diving into the inconsistent run game of the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, hard to say a whole lot of negativity around the run game that produced a league-high rushing output for Derrick Henry, where he finished with, 190 yards. But when it came down to it, the run game did fail, and it's one of those situations where you have to lean on your run game to close out the clock, or at least the Ravens did, and the offensive line wasn't able to do it, got blown up. And so the question is, why? What happened? What went wrong? So that's what we're going to be answering. If you guys are looking forward to this breakdown, hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new here, and as always, let me know down in the comments. Let me know how you feel. And before we jump into it, all offensive line videos brought to you by our friends at One Bone. Go over, check out One Bone. Creed Humphrey and Lane Johnson just launched their most recent line. Use promo code ColeJackson15 to get 15% off. So we're going to start. It's kind of funny how I did the clips. It's almost in chronological order because, I should say we're going to start with the positives, and they're in chronological order with the exception of one play, which is the -5 Derrick Henry rush, because Henry just kind of went off the entire first three quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, that's when things started to change. And the funny thing is, you're going to see a bunch of positive zone runs here, and it was the zone run game that gave them problems in the fourth quarter. So it's just really highlights the inconsistency of this run game. So we'll kind of get started here, take a look at a couple of positives. So you're going to see outside zone right here, and this block really being led by Andrew Voorhees, kind of overlapping Tyler Linderbaum. So you're going to get with an alignment here. Let me get the screen brush up so we can draw. So we're going to get an alignment with the one tech that's going to end up on the back side of this play. Why isn't that opening? Open, please. There we go. So you're going to get right here the one tech on the backside, and then you have Ed Oliver, which is the guy that ended up giving them problems. He's shaded as a two tech over top of Daniel Falele, and Falele, credit to him, is going to take him for a bit of a ride there. He's going to wash him out, and this is what I mean. So Voorhees is going to kind of overlap Linderbaum here, which is where Derrick Henry is going to find that. Now, you do see Ed Oliver come back, but that was about a gain of 7 or gain of 5. Can't really complain about that. So just one of those things, you need to see Falele maintain his block, but credit to him. Nice little push there to create that seam. Back to the zone run game here. I believe we go back to our right. And so basically what you get is a series of traps. So you're going to get trap, block, trap, block, trap, block. Maybe trap block over here. Depends on how it's run with the tight ends. And so what you're trying to do is it takes advantage of their momentum because you're just washing them. You just need to down block them. You don't need to drive them necessarily. So it usually works out quite well against one gap offenses. This is against the backup D-line too. So you got TJ Sanders and Deion Walker here, the two big draft picks that they made. There's that crunch concept again. So you're going to see Charlie Kolar is going to come down and make a pivotal block here on this one. Right on. See that. Before we jump into the next set, in your pocket, bigger bets. Can't do better than that. It's peer-to-peer. It's not against the books, so you're just getting better odds. Go over there, make some money. Now we get into some of the bad reps. And so D-line did later in this game. So these first two clips we're going to look at are still before the fourth quarter, but it just kind of speaks to what their strategy was. So it's penetration, right? Daquan Jones is just going to straight up penetrate, straight up beat Tyler Linderbaum, and right there, Linderbaum gets knocked out, and so that gets knocked right into Derrick Henry's lap. Derrick Henry's trying to follow Mitchell Payton. If Tyler Linderbaum is forcing him upfield, then Mitchell Payton's making that block, and there's a gap here. You look at Daniel Falele has leverage. He's got that head inside, and he's pushing his guy out. Roger Rosengarten's kicking his guy out. Ronnie Stanley, head on the inside, sealing off back here. Andrew Voorhees into the second level, sealing that off. Everybody's got their leverage points, and you see it continues. I'm not just getting a freeze frame. A couple frame later, Stanley still has that cutoff. Voorhees turns this guy in. Voorhees or Falele and Rosengarten has their guys. It's Tyler Linderbaum that gets knocked into Henry's shoulder or into Henry's. We know Derrick Henry can run through contact, and plus with his momentum and the way he falls forward, he's probably going to grab 4 or 5 yards there. Then you're looking at 2nd and 5. It completely changes your play calling versus 2nd and 7. I know it's 2 yards, but it does make a big difference, and that's not counting the fact that Derrick Henry can break those tackles. So then we get into the play we just talked about. So once again, we got this 3 tech here. Rosengarten has to cut that inside shoulder. Falele should be passing this off. What happens instead? Oh, wait, no, sorry. I got the wrong play. It's the next play. This is the one that... Okay, so this is the one we looked at this morning. So we got Daquan Jones over here as a 2-tech. Milano's going to blitz this gap. Basically what we need is for Voorhees to him scoop step, outside hand, inside shoulder. Inside hand, outside shoulder, while getting into the 2nd level. Tyler Linderbaum has to start off of his pass off. Instead, Milano blitzes. They end up double teaming here. Nobody blocks Milano, so it goes right into Mitchell Payton. Mitchell Payton's knocked into Derrick Henry's lap. This a bad read by Lamar Jackson. Super rare. So this is power read. So you're going to get down blocks from the right side of your line. Voorhees is going to pull. The option is to either hand off or Lamar to keep it and go up the gut. And so Lamar would be following Andrew Voorhees here. Instead, he hands it off to Zay. Zay has nowhere to go. I think Lamar Jackson's doing something with this situation. So, just some failures in the run game because I was shocked at how well they blocked up zone early in this game. We were worried about it, and they answered the bell quickly. And, I mean, credit to Voorhees and Falele. They made big blocks. You guys just watched it. But when push came to shove, in a literal sense, guys getting knocked back into the running back's lap way too high of a rate. So that's my big concern. It's the inconsistency of this run game. Obviously, we love the output. If I would have told you before this game that Derrick Henry was going to run for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns, we probably think it's a win, and it should have been, to be fair. But when it came down to it in the 4th quarter, when you need to grind out those yards to be able to get first downs, keep the clock moving, and just end the game, call in closing time, the Baltimore Ravens offensive line did not get it done, and it's just disappointing to see. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown, as disappointing as it is. We will continue to track this offensive line throughout the entire year. Thank you to our friends at ProfitX for sponsoring this video, and as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Peace out, everyone.